Hello, fluffy gamers! What if I tell you that there is no weapon upgrading? It sounds odd? Well, let me explain. When you are looting chests, or actually better example, when you are going through a character level breakthrough, you get a full gear with all the armors and weapons. And when you are swapping your new gear for old one, you can see that all the past items have still the same levels as they had when you got them, even though you did press many buttons along the way. Well, that's the thing, we can't really upgrade the gear, but you can upgrade everything else around it. So let's go and see what they are. First, press H or develop under escape button, then click on a gear button in top left, and there under your gear you see another tab called Enhance. In here we can see that instead of a weapon name it says right hand or left hand weapon. So basically what it means is that you can enhance your gear slot but not the gear itself. Those changes will be permanent and will be automatically applied to any gear that you equip. Most of these materials we can find on the map or get as a quest or achievement rewards. If you are missing some of it, simply click on the item and in pop-up window you see where to get that. We see that easiest way to get lethal crystal is at the Heaven Spear shop. In the shop the enhancement materials have a weekly limit. The crystals that I need are limited to 20 per week. And now when we go back from enhancement page, then click on the abilities button at top left. And then we see the martial arts where we have our weapons. Click on the weapon to bring up the martial art window. So what is martial art? Basically it's a skill that allows you to use different type of weapons. If we scroll down we see that the dual blades are locked. On the right bottom you can see the button Obtain. Click on that and it will tell you how or where you can learn that. So let's upgrade the martial art skill of our weapon. I am going to use my umbrella and then click on upgrade. As for materials, some things you can't buy as we see on the bone tonic. But it does say that Buddha Fort Elite drops it, and if I click on that it will show me where it is. But that's only if you have discovered the area before. And the second material is Silkbind Jade Tips. Those we get as rewards or we can buy chests from Season Shop. If I click on that, it will bring me up to the shop and it also highlights the chest that I need and it adds a small target symbol on the item that we need from that chest. You can also reset martial arts if you are absolutely sure that you do not want to use it anymore. Then you can reset it and get back about 80% of used materials. That's what I will do, but again, it is optional. You can keep other weapons for different builds or whatnot. And then there is the set effect. If we look our gear, then we can see a small symbol on every piece we own. Those are set symbols. And if I open up the filter and click on sets, then we can see that there is 18 different types of sets. So low levels don't bother with it. There are a few reward chests that can give out specific types of sets, but that should be a thing for higher level players. Another thing that I will briefly mention and lower levels shouldn't waste time on is the rarity. That's the shiny colors of the gear, purple or golden. There is more than just color to it, but before that we need to talk about another system. That is called tuning. Once you hit level 41, a new option on your gear will be unlocked. If we click on any gear that is above level 41, then we see that small button Tune. But before we click on that, I want you to look at the weapon description. You see this blue text there? Let's call that an extra perk. And basically that's what tuning does. It will add extra perks on any gear. Also, the white dots on the gear will show how many perks it has. So 1 dot is 1 perk, 2 dots is 2 perks, and so on. Okay, so let's click on the Tune button and let's talk about the left side here. We can see 3 dots. First one is filled, that's the perk that we already have, and other 2 are empty. That means we can add 2 more perks, but before we are going to add anything, I want to bring back something I mentioned earlier, and that's the rarity. Now if I take this purple rarity spear, then we can see that this has 4 dots and an extra box. So that's what rarity gives us. Extra perk slots, and this last box is called attune. It's only if you have purple or golden gear that is above level 51. This will need a special stone that you can only get as a reward in higher class events like Heroes Realm or Short Trial. Okay, so let's actually go and get some perks. So in the Tune window, top right, we have those empty slots. Click on any of these boxes and the material window will open up. Here we can see 2 things, a stone and gear. If you have any stones, then I do recommend leaving those to the higher level gear, 55, 60 maybe. Because to tune gear you need same level gear. My rope dart is level 51, so I can use only level 51 gear for that. But stones can be used on any level gear. So let's add some gear, 1, 2 and 3. And as we see on the left, I have filled all the dots, but there are few other things. If we look closely, we see that there is one piece that has EXP above it. This is saying that it gives 20 EXP. This means 20 as total, not 20 as extra. So if I use this instead and add another one, we see that all the dots are now filled with just using 2 pieces of gear. And if we look at this gear right here, it has a purple symbol in the bottom. This means if I use this piece as a material, then I will be guaranteed a purple level perk. And there is also a golden mark like that, though I don't have it. And another thing is that the perks we will get will be random. That may sound like okay thing, but other than the HP, damage reduction, extra attack or any other fancy perk, it can also give out specific path boosts. So as I just got the stone split attack, and I can tell you that the stone split is Thundercry blade and the Stormbreaker spear. So if my other weapon is none of those path classes, then this perk will be useless. I will show you how to find out what path does what weapon belong in a second, but first let's discover the arsenal. Arsenal will be unlocked once you reach level 51. This new tab will show up under Enhanced tab. At the top right we see level 41 and level 51 arsenal. The level 51 will be unlocked once we get to level 56. So let's open up the level 41. Here we see that you can equip a full set of gear. But this is level 41 arsenal, and that means the gear you can put in can be only up to level 41. so nothing at higher levels. But more importantly, in here what matters is the mastery of the piece, not the level. So fill it up with the highest mastery gear that you have. Another thing that we see here is this line. Total mastery 620/550. Basically it is saying that my mastery is over the limit. But the limit affects only those two stats here, min and maximum physical attack. But there is one more stat that isn't shown here, so let's take one step back, and here you can see this, max HP 150. This stat will keep growing as long as you add mastery to it. The attack ones will stop at 550, but the HP will keep going. That's why it is important to put in everything you can. Once we have equipped all the gear we have, let's click on the small button that says Switch Path. And now drag the window to the left so we can see all the paths. Here we choose the path based on the weapon that we use most. If we don't know what path the weapons belong, then let's go back by 2 steps, then click on the abilities, then click on the weapon, and in middle of the screen, where the weapon name is, we can see a silk bind. And if we hover over it, we can actually click on that, then click on the combination, and now go through the list on the left, and keep your eye on the center. Under the martial art, it will show what type of weapons are in that path. And at right under the arsenal it will say the path name. Also note that the 2 different spears belong to the different paths, so make sure you get the names right. So the first thing was the gear itself, then its enhancement that is fixed on your character, then the martial arts where we upgrade arts, then its set effects and the rarity. And at level 41 it's the tuning, and at level 51 it's the arsenal. And that's all there is. Well, not really, but in the gear. There are a whole ton of other ways you can buff your character. From all sorts of skills to even tiny oddities. Which is something I did a video about, so go check that out too. I really do hope that this guide made it a little easier to understand this system, and if so, then please click on the subscribe. That will also help other players to see this video. And as always, have fun and stay fluffy.